Hello, everybody, and welcome to eDIOCRACY, the show in which a bunch of idiots that have no clue in what the heck they're doing sit down and save the world. Once again, I am joined by the boys.
Hello.
Hi.
And today, you can probably notice that a few people are not here, and the reason that they are not here is because today we are doing something special. Instead of doing a normal Path to Supernova episode, we need to catch up on a few things. Down in the Dungeon of Odin, as you probably saw just recently, it seems that during our fateful encounter, the party fought a huge stone titan. Running across the bridge, trying to keep everyone alive, the aces helped. And in that whole fiasco, it seems that in one good punch, the titan managed to knock down Solaris and Minara down into the abyss below. And even though they were never found, we still have more to continue with them. So before we eventually make their way back to the party, as we know that they will hopefully make it there, it's time for us to find out what really happened down in the dungeon while no one else knew where they were. And so today, that is exactly what we're going to do. So, you guys get together. You fall down into the abyss. And everything just seems to go black. And before you know it, both of you end up waking up. You look around you. You see that there's a sort of what seems to be like a magical fungal like forest all around you. The grass itself is teal. Some of the mushrooms themselves are like vibrant colors all around you. You see red mushrooms, purple mushrooms, other teal mushrooms, yellow, even a few yellow ones here and there, and you see them all over the place. Both of you are very much hurt. You're barely even staying conscious, and then as you are just about to get enough energy to pull yourself up, all of a sudden, you start feeling as the ground under you starts to shift. And as it starts to shift under you, you feel yourself getting latched by the grass and the dirt below, pulling you through. You panic for a second, reaching around, trying to find some way, but before you know it, it all turns to black. And then, you wake up once again, and you find yourselves looking around inside of a cave. The cave itself does have small little mushrooms and everything from the forest above, but it seems that they emit kind of a dim light. You can see a little bit down the cave itself, but it seems that you're now deeper into the dungeon. You have no clue, one, what levels you're on. You have two, no idea how to get back to your friends. And now you are completely separated from everyone. And now you have to find your way out. So, what do you do?
Okay. First thing I want to do is I want to look us over and see how badly we are hurt.
You both are still pretty hurt. But something it looks like your wounds haven't necessarily healed, but you notice that you feel almost like, I don't know, like refreshed and revigorated. Like you're not entirely sure why. You've noticed that there's still some scratches and everything's on there, but like visibly, you still look like you've been in a fight, but that's really mostly just kind of like scratches and little bruises and stuff. But for some odd reason, you get this small little sense from what you know about nature. You get this small little sense, Minara, that maybe for some odd reason, the glimpse of the forest around you that you saw, maybe some of those plants had some type of healing property. As both of you have just realized that for some odd reason, you guys have taken a long rest.
Oh.
Oh.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And not only that, you look at the cave above you, and you find that it's dirt and everything kind of there too. But it looks like it has been settled there for a while. So you're not entirely sure how long it's been since you even passed out again. It could be, it could be a couple of hours. It could be days. You're not entirely sure how long it's been.
Okay. I suppose the second thing I would want to do is I want to summon Broswin again. I'm going to cast Find Familiar.
Yep.
And summon him onto my shoulder.
So, as you summon Froswind, Froswind looks confused for a second, and then just looks to see you. Seems a little cheerful and glad that you're not, dead.
I'm gonna give him a little pet underneath the beak. I'm gonna be like, "It's so good to see you, my friend."
And as you catch up for a moment, Solaris, you're starting to kind of adjust yourself in your armor again. You feel the popping of your bones as you're trying to stretch. It almost feels like you've had somewhat of a decent sleep.
You see me do the back stretch, try to pop my back, and I'm just like, oh.
Are you alright?
I haven't slept that good in years. So yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. How about yourself?
I, oddly enough, feel well rested as well. I don't really know why.
Oh, good. Maybe it was that, I don't know, weird mushroom thing that was above us. Was it a forest or a swamp? I don't know.
That's kind of what I'm wondering too. Those mushrooms may have had some sort of curing or healing property to them.
Huh. I wish we could have grabbed a couple, but falling to our death was a little bit of a time taker. So I don't think we could have done that. That's the real question is we got to figure out where we're at.
That's true. I assume we're further in the dungeon. I just, there's no way of knowing how far down.
Yeah. Because I don't know if that just plopped us into the next level or if it, plopped us 10 levels below. We don't know. I sure don't, but.
This tunnel that we're in, there's a way behind us and a way in front of us, right? It's just a long tunnel.
It's a long tunnel and everything. But however, you as you're talking and everything, you start looking around the tunnels and everything, and it's like long tunnels that just seem to have dim glowing mushrooms every 2 or 3 feet on each side, each of different colors and stuff. You do notice that the teal ones seem to last a little longer down here, it seems. Because you see that there's a couple dead mushrooms on the side as well where they're starting to decay, but mostly the teal ones are starting to survive. And as you're looking down the hallway, you do start to notice that from one of the directions, there seems to be almost like a draft coming from it. Very light, but just noticeable.
I feel we should follow the draft.
Yeah, that might lead us to possibly finding our friends, hopefully. I could send Froswin ahead to kind of get a good look before we start moving if you wanted.
That sounds good to me, and I'll cover from the other direction then.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of have my spear at the ready.
I'm going to go into Froswin's eyes and have him fly down the tunnel towards where the breeze is coming from.
Okay. So you start to send Froswin out. Just keeps heading down the tunnel. Are y'all going to walk in that direction too? Or are y'all just going to wait?
A few minutes, I think that we're going to stay still just so that Froswin can get a good glimpse up ahead, and then we'll start moving.
All right. So Frosman goes down, and as Frosman goes down, you kind of wait and everything, and it starts to get kind of silent. You still feel the draft, but you don't necessarily hear like the wind or anything like hitting the side of the cave walls. You're just kind of sitting there waiting. And after probably what is about 5 to 6 minutes, you start hearing little flapping of wings before Froswind bolts right back in front of you. And as Froswind comes over, he comes over and lands on your arm, and you see that Frosman is kind of giving you a gesture like, maybe you should go this way.
Good job, buddy. I'm gonna give him another little pet, and I'm gonna look to Solaris and say, that way does seem safe for as far as Frosman went. Who's saying that we should probably head that way?
Well, I trust the little birdie, so sounds good to me.
All right. I'm going to also cast light on, I guess my orb, my crystal ball.
I guess.
A little bit of light.
All right. So, so you start walking down the cave for a bit, and after a bit, you walk down for not too long. It probably takes you roughly about 4 or 5 minutes. You finally start walking in where you start to see the cave kind of like almost like open up to be a little wider. And then like as you see it get wider, you eventually see that the outline, there's like the shadow of the outline of that cave kind of appears. And as you step out, you see like a large, what seems to be some type of it's like the cave itself kind of expands, and instead of just being like a ton of series of tunnels or anything, it's one large open room. And in the middle of the room, you see this what looks to be kind of like large mound. It kind of like made of just dirt, and you see a couple leaves and stuff, and you even start to see like start to see mushrooms also lighting up part of the cave walls around you as well. But you notice that all of the mushrooms have not made their way to the this mound in the center of the room.
Interesting.
Okay. I want to send Froswin out and kind of get a good view of the room. Yes.
Okay. So, Frosman goes up, looks around and everything, and he comes back, and a couple things that he kind of gestures to. There does seem to be a couple of what seems to be like. There seems to be patches in the wall that almost are like covered in dirt that he's kind of poking to, and you actually notice that one of these happens to be slightly open, like maybe it's maybe like this patch of dirt leads to another tunnel of some sort, but it's about 15 feet up on the wall, leading basically leading out of the area itself.
So I would have been able to see all of this through Froswin's eyes, so I
Oh, got it. Oh, you have that ability. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, okay, cool. Well, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. I forgot you could do that.
It looks like there could be a way out of here, but it's a little bit high up on the wall. It looks like there's a loose dirt patch.
I see.
But you said there's a bunch of mushrooms in this room? Just not in that center area?
So yeah, it's around the room and everything, and it even touches the ground a little bit, but it goes nowhere near that mound. So it's all along the walls, the ceiling and everything, but it doesn't come toward the mound at all.
What color were the mushrooms? Are these ones just random?
They're mostly teal, like the cave, but I mean there are some other color mushrooms all around the walls itself as well.
Do you think maybe we should grab some of these mushrooms? Maybe they might have the same healing properties as the ones above.
Potentially. I don't know. Like, I don't know. So you think we should try like a nature check or something to like see what
Yeah.
they are?
Yeah, I want to kneel down and try and get get a little information on these mushrooms if I can.
Okay. Roll me the. Okay. Well, actually, I want be a little more specific. Actually.
Okay. I want to. Well, I guess the first thing I'm wondering is if these mushrooms do have any sort of healing properties to them. Like my first.
Okay. Roll me a nature check.
Okay. I'm also going to cast guidance on myself.
Okay. It's just like a little like glowing. It's like Solaris. You see her have a little glow, and she just kind of gives her like face just a pat. And then all of a sudden, like you see that, and then she just looks slightly more determined.
Yes, I see. My favorite spell, the face slap of determination.
Exactly. My father taught it to me.
Huh? Well, now it's still done. Oh.
That would be a dirty 20.
Okay. So, looking at this and kind of examining it, it does seem to be a mushroom that it's one that you've never seen before, but it is very similar to other mushrooms that you know to be used, in like basically like healing concoctions, not necessarily healing potions, but you know that there are herbalists out there that use this as ways to cure some diseases. As you know, it's very similar to ones that use
salves.
that. Yeah, some salves and stuff like that. But this seems to have like properties that are very similar to those, so you can assume that it probably has some healing properties of its own.
Okay. I want to pick one up, like, to pluck it from the ground and just wait a second to see if that causes anything to happen.
Okay.
Well, that's very, very smart.
Yeah. So you take it, you pluck it. You notice that the light itself stays on the mushroom itself. This teal mushroom with like red spots on it just kind of sits there for a moment in your hand. And you look around trying to see if anything has been caused by this. And all you notice is that the stem, the part of the stem of the roots that like was attached to the wall, start to like slowly die in front of your eyes. But other than that, nothing else happens.
I don't think that we should take too many of these, but I still would like to take a few. They might be helpful later.
I agree. Yeah, I don't like the look of those roots die.
I'm going to actually, can I can I possibly use Druidcraft to kind of like grow a few more?
What?
Because it says with Druidcraft, it has bloom. You instantly make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom. So I didn't know if maybe I could make a mushroom grow from one that I've already plucked.
Well, it's processing. Sorry, I don't know. I split my phone. I don't know if that picked up.
You're fine. I've stumped the DM.
I thought the problem was the roots, not the stump.
Huh.
The funniest part
You
of
know,
all,
I
all
never,
this-
you know, it's crazy because I actually thought about this. I was like, I made this entire place to be mushrooms so that you guys couldn't do this. But then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I think y'all can.
I think I could, as long as I have one and some dirt. I think I can make more bloom. Grow.
Yeah, technically. Yeah, I mean, that's.
Okay.
I mean, I can't. I have no logic to say otherwise. So, like.
We did it! We did it! We broke it!
We did it! We win! Okay, then I would like to. I'd like to collect up some dirt and then have the one mushroom that I've already plucked, and I would like to use the dirt that I collected and try and make a few more. That way I'm not harming the actual environment.
Okay, where are you getting the dirt?
Basically right where right around where I plucked that
Okay.
mushroom.
Well, so the only dirt that's really in this room that like you can collect is that huge mound in the middle of the room and the patches of dirt that are along the walls, but the mushrooms themselves are like they're on the rocks. Like what it is there's a series of roots that's kind of going across the cave walls, and you'll see mushrooms appear from these roots every now and then.
Okay. Then I suppose
I just said oh.
Is there any dirt like right near us? Like basically right next to us anywhere? On the walls?
Yeah, there's a patch of dirt.
Okay, then I'll collect up a little bit of dirt from the patch of.
So as you go up and start collecting some dirt, you get a couple scoops of it, and as you do this, you notice that you kind of see a little bit of the dirt kind of starts sliding off, and then all of a sudden, poof, the whole patch of dirt just falls, and it reveals what seems to be another tunnel. The tunnel itself is about 10 feet in. It's about a 10-foot diameter hole that's just kind of in the wall itself. And as this reveals itself, you look around to all the other patches and realize they are all over this cave. Almost exact 10 diameter foot holes being filled with dirt all across the cave.
Oops.
Oh, this might not be good.
Oh, we might be stuck down here for a while.
I mean, well, I figured we'd probably go to the one that has
these caves open up. Like they open up. It's a full cave tunnel like that you can go through like the one before, but this was one of many that's been filled with dirt.
Huh.
Okay, well, really quick, I want to cast Druidcraft and craft a few more of these mushrooms with the dirt.
So you take the dirt and you go to basically craft the mushrooms, and as you attempt to grow this mushroom, you notice so you put the original mushroom inside of it, and as you notice this mushroom, when you put it inside and go to grow new ones, they all grow, but the moment that they reach ripe levels, the light dims out inside of them.
Okay. Maybe there's something special in the rocks that kind of keeps these mushrooms alive.
Maybe. I'm not entirely sure.
Can I pick up a stone and try and grow that mushroom or more mushrooms from a stone?
You can try it, sure.
Okay.
So you pick up a small stone that you can find, use a mushroom to do that, and you attempt to grow it. And for some weird reason, you just can't get it to stay grown. It just pops up, it attaches itself to the rock, and you see that it actually starts to build itself a root network. But the problem is for some odd reason, it just won't stay.
Interesting.
Perhaps it's just, the magical properties of the cave that are keeping it.
It might be. We'll just leave them. I'm gonna
Okay.
gently set it, the stuff back down. But I am keeping that one mushroom that I plucked, and I'm gonna put it in my, sack or backpack or whatever I've got.
Yep. Okay.
Little satchel.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we could stay here and take a look around this room some more, or we could try one of these tunnels.
I don't know why. I have a strange worry that if we go in any other tunnel besides the one that has the wind coming out of it, or wait, is there a tunnel that has the wind coming out of it? I'm just making sure. Or are they all just filled with dirt?
Most of them are filled with dirt. But yeah, no, the wind draft you were getting from before, you weren't entirely sure. I mean, the wind's not like hitting you anymore.
Okay.
I assumed that that wind was actually coming from the room that we're currently in.
Okay. Well, my worry still stands. I'm afraid if we go to the wrong one of these tunnels, it's gonna fill up with dirt and trap us or something.
That is fair.
Because in the end, this is still a dungeon.
Roswin, little buddy, are you willing to go down that tunnel for us?
Frosman gives you a slight look of okay, and then Frosman jumps up onto the edge of the the little cave rock there, and then just takes off and starts going down the tunnel.
I'm gonna watch through his eyes.
Mm-hmm. So as he's going down the tunnel, he's basically flying along, and are you able to hear things that he hears too?
Let me double check. I think I can. Additionally, as a bonus action, you can see through the familiar's eyes and hear what it hears until the start of your next turn. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So,
and I also gain any benefits, any special benefits that it has. So, I know Froswin's got pretty good perception, dark vision of 120 feet and stuff.
Yeah. So he starts flying down and everything. He does notice something that you see through his eyes and everything is that the mushrooms don't seem to grow in this cave. It does seem to be a slightly damp, compared to the other ones were slightly moist as well, but this one seems to be a little bit more damp. You're actually seeing puddles of water here and there. And as he's just kind of going through this cave, you almost hear a low rumble as you're moving through. It's almost like something's moving around.
Oh, great.
Okay. Once I hear that rumbling start, I'm going to summon him back to me.
Okay.
And I'm going to look over to Solaris and be like, so there's no mushrooms down this pathway. There's no light, basically. It is damp in there, and I heard something rumbling.
Oh, what a treat.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, but I certainly heard it.
Okay.
Should we maybe check a few more of the tunnels and see if they're kind of the same, or do you think we should just try one and just go for it?
Yeah. I would say we should stay on the side of caution.
Okay.
There are a couple
I
others.
agree. Okay, well then you pick the next one.
Okay, I'm gonna. I guess I'm just gonna point to the next one, to the next nearest one.
Yep. So
Like,
you you point to the next nearest one. You start walking over, and as you do, you see almost like a light kind of like appear for a moment, as it looks like the top of the cave just slightly opens. And as it opens, it opens to about a 10-foot diameter hole in the very top, and light seems to come through. And then you just hear, "Ah!" Doosh! Right into the center of the mound. And as this happens, dust, like the dirt kicks. It's almost like the mound itself was being barely held up by leaves, twigs, dead mushrooms. And as you look around at it, you start to notice that inside of it seem to be eggs.
Oh.
And you see Bruz laying right in the middle of what used to be what you could assume to be a nest. And he is just
Bruz?
cracked and destroyed about half of the eggs that was in this nest.
Oh no.
But he is unconscious.
Oh no. Oh no.
Can we go and see what type of eggs they were?
Oh no.
So when you if you want to go look. So you go over you go over and everything, and you start inspecting the eggs. I need you to give me a nature check.
Oh great.
I'm gonna give him guidance. I give you a little tap on the cheek.
Oh, okay. Like 2 little slaps. Is that a D4 for guidance? Or?
Yeah, that's an extra D4.
Okay. I'll add this to my total. That would be a dirty 20 with the guidance.
Hey, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course.
And so, you look at this, you look straight at it, and for a moment, you think you have an idea that it's not too crazy. It's something maybe like an owlbird that is dangerous, but it's dangerous, but you feel that like since Bruz is here, maybe you could wake him up and can handle it. And then you look deeper, and you see what seems to be like almost like green veins going down the egg themselves, like very thin, and it's almost like the veins itself are embedded within the shell, which is somewhat similar to what you remember to be Githyanki eggs. However, you then understand that the outer lying egg itself looks almost exactly like a green dragon egg.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Okay, while he's looking at the eggs, I want to number one, no, I'm not gonna do. I'm going to cast a level 2 cure wounds on Bruz.
Okay.
I put both hands on my head and I go, pardon my Bordian, but we're fucked.
And while I'm healing him, I'm paying attention to Solaris, and I'm gonna be like, "What do you mean? What's going on?"
If my memory serves me, right and everything, and I hope it does, he just landed on a nest of green dragon eggs.
Green dragon?
Green dragon.
Oh dear. Oh.
All right. How much did you heal Bruz?
21.
Oh, okay, she's figuring out. Okay.
24.
24?
Yes.
Damn. Okay, so
Go ahead. I want to look him over and see if he really might need any more.
So he does still look hurt, but you assume that most of it might have been the impact of his fall. So he still looks hurt and everything, but you do notice that he is starting to slightly move and wake up. And
Okay.
as he starts to, he wakes up and everything, his eyes kind of like flutter open. He kind of starts stretching his arms, just like, oh, that hurt, Bruz. And he starts to sit up and everything, and you see him, he wipes his eyes and everything, he stretches his arms, and he slowly starts to stand up, and he hears a crack from where he stepped on another eggshell.
Oh.
And as he does, he looks down and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, little egg." and he turns over and he sees both of you and he goes, "Blue Lady, Winged Metal Man?
Yeah.
What are you two doing with Bruz?"
Well, we fell.
Hard.
Yeah. Is that how you got down here, Bruce?
And he kind of he sits there and rubs his head. He's like, "Last thing Bruz remembers, big rock man about killed friends, and big rock man killed me."
Oh, buddy.
Well,
Bruz isn't happy about that.
neither are we, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you see his face is like a realization. He goes, "Friends!
Yes.
Bruz needs to get up to friends!"
We're trying, buddy. We're trying to figure out how to do that.
And he literally grabs you, picks you up, and goes, "Where are the rest of my friends?"
We're trying to find our way out, buddy!
Calm down.
I'm sorry. Bruz is sorry. And he slowly puts you down. He gives you a little pat on the head and just goes, "Bruz didn't mean anything by that."
Okay, it's okay. I know you're worried. All of us were worried.
We sure were. But we'll get back to them, don't worry.
So, where is Bruz and friends now?
Presumably on another level of the dungeon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I guess if you just now got hit by it, we haven't been gone that long, unless time is weird here.
That is a big possibility.
Huh.
Bruz doesn't know. Bruz remembers slightly waking up in a field of weird blue grass and then...
Getting shot down here.
Yes. From that hole, and he points up, and you see that the hole itself just covers itself back up with dirt.
Huh.
And Bruz just kind of looks at it, just goes, was that Bruz's only chance to go back up?
We don't know. But we're going to figure it out.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, a dragon, I guess. A dragon
and then
you
see him look down back at the eggs, and he just goes, Did Blue Lady and Winged Metal Man have fun while I was gone? And as he looks at the rest of the eggs, Bruz is sorry for smashing some of your eggs.
No, I mean they're not our eggs. Bruce?
No.
Oh.
I don't think that's what Asamar do.
I don't believe so.
I don't think we lay eggs. You don't lay eggs, do you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good. Yeah, that would be weird otherwise.
Wait. whose eggs did Bruz smash then? And you start to
Remember
feel a rumble in the cave itself.
Yeah, I just go. Remember what I said about the dragon? The possible dragon eggs, Bruce?
Dragon.
I want to look around.
Yeah.
Is there any place to hide?
No, it's like the cave is just completely
No.
open. The only thing that you could possibly hide in is burying yourself in like the dirt and shit that made the nest.
Oh my gosh.
Bruce doesn't like that rumble.
Neither does Solaris.
Wait,
Neither does
you- wait.
Minara.
you told Bruce what? Dragon?
Green dragon, yes.
Which one's the green dragon? Is that the one that spits fire?
I don't
Can-
know. All I know is it's a dragon.
Can we make it? Can one of us make a nature check to
Yeah.
see if we know?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make a nature check, and I'm also gonna cast guidance on myself again.
Yep.
Two more little like head slaps.
Oh, that's a good one. Moon Dice, you're doing so well. I'm so proud of you.
What'd you get?
That would be a 25 in total, I think.
Okay.
So what?
Yeah, so you remember specifically that the green dragon is known for one amazing thing about them. That the green dragon, is known to be a good spellcaster.
Oh,
As it mostly deals with the mind, and on top of that, this thing this thing is known for dealing poison.
Oh dear.
The entire purpose of the green dragon is to, whenever it gets in fights with other dragons, it is to invade the mind and the body with terrible senses of poison to basically destroy it from the inside out.
Oh no.
well.
I'm gonna relay that information.
Bruce
doesn't
like that.
What?
No. No, that does not sound good. I
Well,
guess should we just go, should we try and go down one of the tunnels?
yeah, I mean, I'd rather fight whatever's in the tunnels versus that.
Hmm. Bruce, what do you think, buddy?
Bruce not fan of tight spaces, but Bruce also not fan of being poisoned.
Okay. Okay. I guess let's go down the tunnel that is open already.
Okay.
I guess. Oh, well, the rumbling was in there. I'm gonna pick another tunnel, and I'm gonna try and push the dirt away from it.
Okay. So you go, start pushing the dirt away and everything, and you're still feeling the rumbles all around you at this point, and as you push the dirt aside, you see the dirt kind of fall and everything, and looking inside, it looks similar as before, and Bruce just looks over and just goes, "Is Bruce going that way?"
I guess we should probably get out of here before the dragon comes back and finds its eggs kind of broken.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I guess Bruz will handle small tunnel for now.
Okay. We're gonna try and be very quiet, okay, Bruce?
Okay.
Okay. Good job.
So, and you basically, you start stepping to the tunnel, and Bruce just goes, "Is this a good volume for Bruce?"
That's good, buddy. That's good.
Okay. Bruce doesn't want Dragon to find us. And just then, you feel a basically like another like rumble, almost like something has collapsed in the cave right behind you. And you turn behind you, you see stepping up to it is a adult green dragon stepping right in the center of the nest itself. And it looks over at the eggs. You see it looks pissed.
Oh, no.
It looks at it looks around at the possible openings that are made inside of the cave itself. And you see it at some point, it looks straight towards your direction as it's trying to check the cave, and Bruz goes, Bruz remembers this from a play once. Stand really still, and it can't see you. And you see him just frozen. It like you think that he is literally a statue. He's so good at this.
That's a dragon, not a Gorgon. Come on, Bruce, we have to go.
I think Bruce thinks it's working. Is it gone yet?
I guess I'll take a look.
Let's say who's in the. I guess I'll be in the back, so I guess I'll take a look if that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just gonna slowly turn my head back.
Yeah. So as you turn your head back, you see it's kind of staring, and so like as it's staring, you get a glimpse of it. You sit there for a second before you notice that the head just kind of peeks his head back. It just basically starts kind of peeling away and is no longer looking inside of the tunnel.
Okay, go.
And so as you go to take the first step, you hear a roar. You all glimpse behind you one last time as you start walking down, and the freaking dragon starts crawling its way into the tunnel after you.
Oh!
Go!
And so you start pushing your way through, running down the tunnel and everything, and Bruce just goes, Bruce doesn't want to die! Bruce doesn't want to die! Bruce doesn't want to die! And it gets to the point.
Solaris, hurry up, please!
Yeah, and it gets to the point where the dragon's catching up on you guys, and Bruce just goes, and he looks over at Solaris and goes, usually friends in big metal armor tell me what to do. How much power should Bruce use?
If it gets to us 100%.
Can I look behind us and cast plant growth?
Yeah, sure.
And, stop it some?
Yeah, you hit it with plant growth, and as you cast plant growth, you see it kind of sticks into the side of the dragon. It seems, it's kind of cut, it's kind of basically scratching up against its scales. It looks pissed, but it doesn't slow it down as it just rips right through it.
Oh boy!
Oh no! But that's supposed to stop them or make them slower.
Nope.
I mean, it slowed it for a moment, but it rips right through it.
Oh no! Okay. Oh dear.
And Bruce is he's sitting there running along in this too, just Bruce doesn't like having to run while his head doesn't fit in the tunnel!
Oh no.
Literally, he is running like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. He's having to keep his head down and just running.
Oh no.
Oh no. Do we see anything up ahead? Do we see any sort of opening? Any sort of exit?
It just seems to be a long tunnel leading somewhere, but you don't know where or how. You don't know how long it's going to take.
Funny enough, I don't know. I had an image in my head where these tunnels end up being like a Scooby-Doo scene. We're just going in and out. We're ending up back at the nest each time.
So, Bruce thinks friends should tell him where to go.
Well,
Bruce doesn't know what to do.
What?
Can you punch?
Punch! Yes! He stops, turns, and fucking nails the dragon immediately right in the nose. It stops the dragon. it stops him dead in his tracks, and like it even looks like for a second that the dragon's actually knocked out, and he just stopped, and Bruce just goes, "Friend was right. Bruce just needed to punch."
I was gonna have you punch the wall and cause a cave in so we can keep going. I hope this works too.
Well, it did something. Let's move.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. And he like, as he, you know, you're turning away, you're running down the hallway, and then you just like you hear, and, like the dragon's pissed off again as it roars again. It starts crawling back down, and Bruce just goes, "Ah! Ah! Bad Dragon has not knocked out anymore!"
I think it'd be so funny because it said Solaris was in the back. Bruce goes, punch! Punching right past my face. It's just the dragon.
He aims right above your head.
We can see like this terrified face. This is like this slow-mo hand goes flying across. Holy shit.
So,
anyways, run.
So y'all keep
Oh,
running,
my goodness.
and eventually Bruce just goes, "Ah, Bruce is tired of running. Bruce's legs can't feel anymore."
You can't feel your legs anymore?
Bruce hates running. Bruce, too heavy. And you notice that he starts to slow down a little bit.
No.
No. Bruce, we gotta keep going, buddy.
Wake up, we gotta go.
So, and the dragon like starts, you know, the dragon's starting to catch up again. It starts making its way, and as it's making its way up the corridor, basically some like it starts firing poison, like literally just firing poison like down, kind of similar how it would shoot acid. It would just shoot poison hitting the walls and everything, and it ends up kind of hitting Bruz a little bit. So
I can't like shape water the poison, right?
I don't think so. I don't think it quite
Okay.
works that way.
Okay. I figured I would ask.
Huh.
Huh. You know, that's a good question.
Hmm.
I don't know. What were you planning on doing with it?
I was going to just try and like, in a way, like kind of waterbend it so that it doesn't hit us. Like, just gonna keep like.
Oh yeah, I
an
mean y'all
eye
are
behind
dodging
us.
it and stuff. He's mostly hitting the walls with it. So like you're just, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. 'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah. I just wanted to like try and keep it from hitting us.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're running down the thing. It's firing this off, and you know he's basically shooting that stuff. But then, basically, as you notice, it, like you start to notice a little bit. The dragon kind of like slightly slows down for a moment before you see in front of you seems to be a. You see, like in front of you seems to be some type of like gas kind of forming. You can see like a little bit of a green smoke appearing in front of you toward the end of the cave, and Bruz like sees it, and it's almost like there's a response to it, and Bruz goes, "Don't bring it in!"
Okay.
And I need both of you to give me a a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, great.
Dear.
Nat 20, baby, let's go.
Nice.
21.
Yeah, I got a 25.
Okay.
Let's go.
So Bruz, trying to tell you guys, ends up inhaling a little bit of this. So he is going to be taking... let's see. That is a 7 poison damage on him.
Oh.
And once he takes this, it also debuffs you got, anybody that gets hit. So yeah. So both of you succeeded. I mean, one's a crit success, so yeah. Other one's a success, and it doesn't even say that you take half damage, so
Okay.
yep. Seems you are good. So you keep running, and after the dragon starts to catch up again and everything, Bruz, something clicks in his head. You see he starts to run a little faster. He grabs both of you, picks you up like footballs, and just start booking it down the tunnel. Like, I'm talking about, this guy is running about quadruple the speed that you and the dragon were moving.
I imagine Frostwind's like up against his chest, like wings spread out.
Like he's at the front of a car grill. and Bruce just goes, Bruce, we'll not let more friends die! And he starts running, and you start to notice that his skin starts to like turn red. His veins are starting to pop out. I mean, this guy, he's using every bit of power that he's got left. And he sprints it, and then all of a sudden, he's running so fast that you see like the end like just appear in front of you, and he jumps out, and you see in front of you, it seems to be like a huge it's a huge cavern. I mean, as far as you can see, pretty much. There's like crystal gems basically lighting up the whole walls and everything. There seem to be on the ground itself. There's like a couple mushrooms that grow here and there, and you get like basically that there is an entire another biome down here that's deep within the cave itself. You can even see a water lake off to the side being, the lights are reflecting off of it. But you are now 100 feet in the air above this, as Bruce has now just jumped out of the tunnel with you guys. And Bruce goes, and like as you're kind of in the air and starting to fall, Bruce goes, Bruce didn't think about that! And you start falling, and you just hear Bruce just go, ah! Just all the way down before the boom. And you all, from the impact, get knocked out. And a few moments later, you wake back up. Bruz sitting there, still holding on to both of you, but his arms are like sprayed out on the ground. And both of you seem to wake up just fine, but you notice that like Bruz is out cold. And Frostwind pooped on his chest on accident.
Frostwind! That's not very nice.
Oh. It's okay, buddy. You just said what we were all thinking.
I'm gonna reach down and where is it? I have like a healing hands. Yeah, I'm gonna cast healing hands on Bruce.
Okay.
This one's not gonna be as good as the first heal. It's hopefully something. Oh, I don't want that dice. Ew, I don't want that one either. I'm doing dice shopping. We'll do this. Okay, here we go. I mean, it's only like 7 healing, but
Okay.
I'll slap him with your wounds. So you gotta keep your spell slots.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Here, I'm gonna slap him with a level 1 cure wounds to wait to help wake him up more. And I mean this physically, like I'm gonna like slap him with it.
Yep.
And it is another 14 healing.
14. Okay, nice. So as both of you heal him and everything, you like, the first one you see him kind of like roll over a little bit, and like almost the same energy as like 5 more minutes, and then you slap him, and his eyes jolt open, and he just goes, "Bruz is awake."
Oh, good. Thank the gods. Anyway.
Oh.
Thanks for the help there, friend.
Oh. Bruz hates falling so much.
Yep. Join the club.
Where is Bruz now?
We're in a crystal cave now.
I'm guessing we're even further down than before.
Bruz doesn't like that idea.
Nope.
So, what will Bruz? What does Bruz do now?
I guess we gotta keep finding a way out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to kill anything, but I think what does Bruz does now is pretty funny.
I want to. I'm gonna have Froswin fly up just a little bit, and I want to look through his eyes and try and see if there's another way out. Considering he has, I think, a better perception than I do.
Yep. So, he flies up. You look around and everything, and I mean, you do notice that there's other like tunnels that kind of lead to this area, but unfortunately, the only main passageway you could probably see out of here is across a lake. So you're, at this point, you're not entirely sure, but you do notice, further into the biome itself, you see almost like a smokestack of some kind.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Shall we head toward the smokestack then?
I don't know. Is it better for our curiosity to win this one?
Well, I mean, it could be a place of safety. It could also be some sort of weird crystal mine that employs like child labor, and we can't have that. So it could either be good or it could be very bad.
Okay. How big is the lake that leads to the other tunnel?
It's as wide as the cave actually is, which is roughly, I would say, about 300 to 400 feet across.
Okay.
Like it's pretty big.
I'm sure that we could get across the water. But if I guess we can go look at the smokestack first.
I mean, no, I'll take a group vote. I don't care. That was just my suggestion.
Bruce, buddy, what do you want to do?
Bruz, oh man, Bruz doesn't know. Bruz just Bruz is troubled.
Oh, buddy.
What troubles you, other than the possible massive headache? Or is that it?
Bruz doesn't know what to do. Bruz friends danger, and Bruz wasn't able to stop danger. Bruz could stop anything with a punch.
I mean, by the way it looked before we got knocked down, you did a lot of good to help them.
You
In fact, I think
did.
it's, what, halfway across the time it hit us?
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that you must have been hit after we were. I'm assuming that you actually helped. Hopefully, our friends get across.
But
I mean, obviously they're not
but
down
that's
here,
not the
so you
point.
must have.
The point is Bruz lost.
No, buddy. You did.
Bruz
this.
is never lost.
Well,
Bruz was defeated. Bruz failed friends.
No, buddy.
You did not fail, friends.
Friends
You did a
watched
great
as
job.
Bruz died.
What? No. Bruce, you didn't lose. That thing is almost impossible to kill.
We were only meant to distract it, buddy.
You did what you were supposed to do. Technically, we would have won if they did get across.
Mm-hmm.
But Bruz doesn't know that.
Neither do we. But I have faith, my friend. Sometimes that's the thing that keeps us going.
I'm going to assume that considering we haven't seen anybody else down here, that they hopefully got across just fine.
Right. Because based off of what happened with us, they probably would have gotten stuck down here with us.
Hmm.
Maybe friends are right.
All we can do now is just keep moving and hopefully find a way out so we can meet up with them again.
Yep.
Okay. Bruz will try to find friends.
Hmm.
Now we will find friends. They're here somewhere. We'll just.
Bruz
Even
is
if it's a leg.
Bruz is just so angry! And you see him turn. He punches the first rock he can, basically turning it into dust and causing a loud bang to just echo across the entire cave. And then he stops for a moment and just goes, Bruz is better now.
Good. Sometimes it's better to get that frustration out.
Exactly. Anger clouds the judgment, my friend.
Okay. I suppose let's go and see what that smokestack is all about. And we will be very quiet while doing so. And if we see something that is dangerous, we'll come back and go across the lake.
Agreed.
Well, okay, the lake's on the other side. It's past Smokestack.
Oh, it's past the smoke. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
the
yeah.
smokestack was like on one side and then the lake was on the other side.
No.
Oh, okay.
Like, they're all in the same direction.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Got you.
Okay, good. That makes this a lot easier then.
This does make this easier. Huh. Okay, question.
Mhm.
I do in fact have a of water walking.
Okay.
Could I hand that off to Bruce to use?
Yeah, it affects
does
one. It affects one creature.
Okay. I know it's not really going to fit. I'm gonna take the water walking ring off, and I'm gonna hand it over to Bruce and be like, buddy, I know it's a tight squeeze, but if you can wear this, you'll be able to simply walk across that water.
And
Just put it in his pinky
he
finger.
he takes it and he looks at it for a second and goes, Bruz hated last time Nazo gave him ring.
It's okay. You can hand it right back afterwards. This is just to help us get across.
Fine. Bruz will put ring on, and you see him take it, and I mean his fingers are so much wider than this. There's no way in hell you get it on. So he takes it and he brings it up and he actually puts it on he puts it on a tooth and just
I love it.
and he goes, Bruz hates the taste of metal in his mouth.
Oh, buddy. Okay, so now that that's done, I suppose we have two options. Solaris, you and I could get our wings out and we could fly across, or Bruce, if you feel okay enough, you could carry us over.
Yeah, Bruce has been to, and I feel like he should probably carry us. And I only say that in case we need to use our wings for some type of emergency later.
Right.
I was about to use them as we were falling out, but I don't think I could break through Bruce's grip. So
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. But he is kind of strong.
kind is not even
Bruz can do it, but is this before or after smokestack?
So is the smokestack is closer to us? Or is
Yes.
it after the way?
You have to essentially go past it. You can avoid it by going down a different path, but like you can also go straight there on the way if you want.
We can go by the smokestack, but we need to be very quiet. I'm kind of worried to know what's even causing that smoke.
Right.
So once we get across the smokestack, if you're able to, and if you feel up to it, buddy, you can carry us across the lake.
Okay.
Until then, we could just walk there.
Okay.
I suppose we start walking to the smokestack very quietly and stealthily and
Yep. So you start
so
walking
glad
up
I
and
picked up
everything.
your plate.
You get close enough where you can kind of see the smokestack by yourselves, walking, down through the huge cave, and as you walk around, there's these large mushrooms that appear from time to time. You see that, there are a few plants that grow down here as well. But you start to get closer to the smokestack, to the point where you actually see a light through a few of the vegetation and everything. You see a little bit of a light from what could possibly be causing this, and as you start to see a fire, you notice that a bonfire has been created. There seems to be like an actual bonfire there, and before you know it, I need both of you to roll for stealth.
Oh boy.
Both of our strong suits.
Yep.
Ooh, dirty 20. Oh no.
I love rolling an 8.
Oh. So as you're walking up and everything, it seems that Bruz and Solaris are both kind of like seen, and you see a little flame just in the matter of a second. You see a flame appear from right in between you guys, into a fireball. Bruz, using his reaction, grabs both of you, huddles his arms around you, and takes all of it. And his back just gets scorched and everything. And you hear him just go, "Oh shit!" And he lets go of both of you. And as he turns, you see his back is just burnt from the fireball. And he looks over and he goes, "What's the idea?" And you see there's a group of adventurers around this bonfire, like starting to grab weapons and everything. And one of them looks over straight at Bruz. It seems to be a female halfling, what you could assume to be some type of mage of some kind, as she seems to have basically a spell book in her hand, and she just goes, "Is that Bruz I see? Bruz! Well, it's good to see you. Why were you trying to hurt friends?" And then you see, like a human, you see like a normal human male kind of walk over, and he goes, "Okay, guys, stand down. It's just people from Hestia." And he goes, "Bruz, it's been a while." And Bruz looks down and goes, "Wait, does Bruz know you?" He goes, "Well, of course. I mean, you should. I am the leader of the party that always tends to get in trouble with you aces over at Hestia. Considering, well," and he looks over at you two and goes, "Oh, I see you have friends with you. Well, Bruz, would you care to introduce them?" And Bruz just goes, "Bruz doesn't want to introduce them to you. Bruz has had enough of you already."
Whoa.
And he
Bruz.
he just goes, the guy just goes, "Look, okay, it's like I'm sorry about my colleague's fireball. We have been getting attacked here recently, and they're just trying to be on edge and everything." And Bruz just like looks him dead in the eyes, and you can see there's like pure rage. Like this is like you see like pure rage for this guy, like hatred, and he just goes, "That's because you don't know the first rule of survival. Check for friendly fire."
Oh.
Oh. He does have a point.
I'm gonna shift into my starry form, into the chalice form really quick, and I'm going to cast a Cure Wounds on gently, place my hand on his back and cast a level 1 Cure Wounds.
Okay. Cool. How much healing?
That would be that's 1, 2. I need one more. Wait, is this one? Yeah, that's one. Okay. Ooh, not bad. Okay. That would be 25 plus. And then another. Man, I'm trying to find it. Where is my sorry form? That's another 3. 31 healing.
Gosh!
Dang.
That was level 1?
Let me double check the math really quick. That was okay, so that is 15 plus 5 is 20. No, I think it's less. Hang on. 26. Apologies.
Okay.
I did an extra 5 somewhere.
Yeah, okay. That's still a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's still really good.
Yeah.
That's why I decided to use the chalice as well, because that gives me an extra 1d8 plus an extra 3.
Yeah.
So it just really helps.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right. So you heal him, and you see that his body seems to somewhat be relaxed, but his gaze does not leave this guy. Like, he is pissed at him. And the guy looks over, toward both of you and just goes, "So, sorry about the whole encounter you had there for a moment there. It's nice to meet you. The name's Greg. But, my friends like to call me whatever name they can, so if you find a nickname, have fun."
All right.
So I'll step forward and put out my hand and say, "Hi, I'm Minara. Apparently you and Bruce know each other."
On quite a few occasions, we've had quite the run-ins with the Aces of Hestia, mostly because, well, the main party you're looking at, not every single one of us here, we do have an expedition going, but you are looking at pretty much most of us are part of the Aces of the Guild of Odin.
Oh.
I see.
So, and you see a bunch of foliage behind them kind of move and everything. They seem somewhat on edge, but like they also hear like a rumbling almost as someone like steps in, and you see standing in front of you is a very somewhat similar to Bruz, is a half orc, half Goliath. Stepping up. This guy, I mean, rivals Bruz in size, and he gets there and he looks over and he goes, "Well, I see we've got a party here. Long time no see, old friend." And Bruz looks over and sees this guy, and there's almost like a grin that happens. But not like a grin as in like he's super happy to see someone, but almost like a grin like you would see in a battle.
Oh.
And you see Bruz. You see Bruz, he kind of turns and looks straight at this guy. He widens his stance, and this guy comes charging at him, like, boom, boom, boom. And everybody's like, no, wait. And the guy comes over to swing at Bruz, and, like, you can hear a visible, almost like a gunshot, pop!
Oh.
As this new guy's hand goes right up against Bruz. They match almost completely in size. The only difference is that Bruz looks kind of like a bluish gray skin, while the other one has more of like a grayish green skin. And he's sitting there. They're both like basically, pushing back and forth against their against the hand itself. And he just goes, "Well, I see you've still got it, Bruz. And I see you haven't gotten any stronger."
Oh.
And this other guy, like, you see him, like, his smile kind of grows, and he goes, good to see you, buddy." And he takes a step back, and you see Bruz almost like sitting there, almost about to chuckle. And he just goes, This one's just Bruz's friend. This is Grog."
Hello, Grog. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Grog.
And Grog kind of looks over at both of you and just goes, "Well, it's nice to meet a few of Bruz's friends. Don't mind that interaction. It's kind of a thing we do every time." He goes, "One of these days, maybe we'll actually be able to settle a fight. Because right now, well, our fights have been completely tied."
I
wow.
mean, I mean, not to like, start anything, but Bruz has been injured recently, so he's very, very strong. He's been helping us get through this, and.
"Well, welcome to the club then." And he literally like turns and shows you there is a huge laceration on his back.
Oh.
And he just goes, "That's what happens when you're in the dungeon for so long." So,
Are you guys stuck down here too?
stuck? Would you like to share the story? As he looks over at looks over at Greg, and Greg just goes, "Well, I wouldn't say that we're stuck, but unfortunately, you can, and you look around," and he points to everybody. He goes, "See, there's only about 7 of us in total. However, we just about 50 feet toward the trees to my left here, and you look to your right, and so there are like foliage and trees and stuff there." He goes, "Straight through there, we do have a party of another 13 people, and most of them are in fact injured. So unfortunately, it's kind of hard for us to move everyone through through the lower levels, or at least the lower levels of the entry area.
You guys don't have a healer here?
We do. But unfortunately, that one was also injured.
Hmm.
So, and matter of fact, that one, unfortunately, our last run-in with a bunch of spores ended up poisoning our only healer.
Oh dear.
We had 3 coming down here, and that's our last one.
Can you take me to him? I may be able to help.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. Grog, make sure our friend Bruz, gets something to eat and everything. Yeah, it's right this way. And he turns over and he leads you back there, and you see that there's a couple tents and everything built up. And you just see, there's people like kind of, they're on the ground, they're hurt. There's people with, bandaged, what's like bandages all over them. You see some of them are like having fevers and everything, and he takes you over to one of them. He goes, "This is our cleric," and it seems to be what you could assume to be probably a half elf, woman. Probably. She looks a little older than the rest of them. You could probably assume that she's probably in her like maybe late 30s to 40s, but not too much older than some of them. And he just goes, well, he goes, this is our cleric. She ended up getting quite hurt, and unfortunately the poison from the spores added didn't really help the whole situation. So I'm still somewhat recovering from it, but it didn't hit me nearly as hard as it hit her.
Okay. I guess I want to look her over and see if she's still poisoned.
Yeah. Give me a medicine check.
Okay. Not bad. 19? Don't think I have anything else to add to it.
So you by the looks of it, it seems that the poison is still probably in her system and everything. But at the same time, you're not 100% sure how. I mean, she looks pretty pale and pretty like down under, so you're not sure how long she really has left, or if she'll even make it at all, unless she gets some help pretty soon.
Okay, then I'm going to cast a level 1 Cure Wounds on her.
Okay.
That's good. 14. 20 healing.
Okay. So you heal her some, and it seems that like she slightly calms down a little bit, but you kind of also know that like you didn't really cure any of the poison itself. It just,
I'm gonna also cast Lesser Restoration.
Which one does that do?
Lesser Restoration says you touch a creature and end one condition on it: blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Okay. So after she calms down for a moment, you cast Lesser Restoration. And it seems that, her breathing just completely returns to normal.
I'll look to, you said his name was Greg?
Yep.
I'm gonna look to him and be like, she should be fine now. She may still need some rest, but hopefully soon she'll feel well enough to assist in healing your other comrades.
Okay. Well, yeah, thank you.
Of course.
So, but in the meantime, would y'all like a bite to eat?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So, he takes you back over to the normal camp where they have food and everything, and you see Bruz over there just kind of, he's got a huge bowl sitting next to Grog, and they're both just just eating this stuff down. And he looks over and goes, "Don't worry, we've got plenty, so take as much as you want."
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you all.
Yep. And so you sit down and you start eating and everything. And about halfway through your eating, it's kind of silent. Everybody's eating for a bit. And then Greg looks over and he just goes, "So, I know that you are that you're down here in the cave and everything, but you didn't just come down with you three, did you?"
I'm sitting there with my mouth full, and I look over to Solaris to answer.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, no, we didn't just come down with the three of us. We had a whole excursion and everything, but we were attacked by a stone titan. And
when you say that, all of them look like all of their faces drop, and they went. And he goes, "Wait, what? You are sure that it's a stone titan?"
It looked about to be the size of one. It was.
And he looks over at Bruz, and you see Bruz's his face kind of and almost like Bruz is starting to tear up again, and he just goes, I what level were y'all on?"
What was it?
6, I think.
Was it 6?
That was the level that we were meant to meet up with the aces, if I remember correctly.
Y'all did travel quite some time after that, though.
Oh, was it?
Y'all went through multiple floors after that.
Huh. Can I make a history check to try and remember?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I cast guidance on myself?
Sure. Just in the middle of her eating, you just see her just lightly slap herself to give her guidance, and then tries to, as she's trying to remember.
See, we'll do this dice. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. That would be 18.
Okay. So you remember that you were at the very end of the 12th floor, just about to reach the 13th floor, which, from what you know from the aces, is the first sanctuary floor of the dungeon.
Okay. Actually, we were on the 12th floor. We were just about to reach the 13th.
And there was a very large bridge?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, well, that would just be the golem of the 12th floor. But
the aces were saying that it was definitely a titan.
Huh.
This thing was like 150 foot tall. Or at least, I don't know, that's just my guesstimation.
Huh. Well, a titan in the dungeon? It just doesn't make sense.
It's the bridge came up to about its waist.
That does seem kind of accurate. Did it by chance have a very large sword? Like a very large stone sword?
No.
I don't believe so. Its arms were able to detach, though.
And you see him go, oh, his face drops again. He goes, oh, it was a stone titan then.
Yeah.
What is that? Oh gosh! And he looks over at what the wizard that shot a fireball at you guys before, and he goes, "What is that doing here?" And she just shrugs. Wow. I've seen the dungeon do some crazy things, but pulling out a titan?
We had a large group with us, and in order to get everybody across safely, a few of us played as a distraction sort of team. And unfortunately, that's kind of how Solaris and I ended up down here, and then we found Bruce a little bit later.
I see. So, wow. But y'all were on the 12th floor.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how far you fell?
No,
Not at all.
can you tell us?
You're on the 20th floor.
The 20th?
What?
And Bruz, you see Bruz, he does a spit take of the last bit of like soup that was in his mouth, and he just goes, 20? That means we fell 17 floors!
I'm just sitting there, just like wiping off the food off of my clothes because it just splattered all over.
I'm gonna say I was sitting right next to him. So I get like my entire like half of my helmet is covered. I'm so glad I rolled it before I started eating. And I'm gonna take it off and be like, I have to clean this later.
I can help you with that. There's water right nearby.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Greg even like, hands over like basically a towel. And he just goes, not quite, Bruz, but you did fall a very good distance. Jeez. Have y'all, I mean, y'all are lucky to even make it this far with just 3 of you. I mean, even with Bruz.
Well, Solaris and I know we ended up getting hit by the Titan, and we fell down into this forest of mushrooms, these glowing mushrooms. And then we blacked out again and ended up in a cave that led us to apparently a green dragon's nest.
So, and as you're saying this, you see the wizard in a different book now, just fiddling through the pages, and she turns over and like basically you like look at a sketch of what looks almost exactly like the mushroom. You see like a teal mushroom, but it has like red spots on it, and she just goes, "This one?"
Yeah, that one exactly.
And
actually, I have
and
one.
You see Greg start to he starts to smile a little bit. He chuckles. Wow. Yeah. No. I don't know what you did, but it seems the gods are in your favor on this one. So that mushroom appears. That mushroom. I mean, the whole thing. This was right under the bridge, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is technically the 14th floor. And that level doesn't even grow any of the healing property mushrooms, but once a year.
Oh my.
Huh.
So I guess it's kind of good that you fell just then, because normally, you wouldn't really be alive, but yeah, these things are capable of bringing people back from the dead.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, but unfortunately, because of the fact that they are so rare and the fact that they can only survive, I believe, a few days outside of the cave itself, people typically don't use them too often. Usually, matter of fact, the reason that people make the 13th floor the sanctuary is because people will come down and take some of the healing properties from the mushrooms that grow on the 14th floor and make them into potions that we send up to the city of Odin.
Oh, I see. I wanted to collect a few more, but I didn't want to harm the environment. When I plucked one, the roots appeared to have like died off.
Yeah, that is a problem with a lot of the mushrooms here. You see, they're intertwined, where essentially, if the root system itself, it burrows for multiple levels. So that's why even on the 15th and 16th floors, you'll sometimes find these things. But, when it comes down to it, the these things, I mean, even though they stretch so far, they have, I guess you could say, it's like a huge interconnected hive mind of some sort, where if you pull the correct ones, you get to keep them. You get to use them and do what you want. However, if you pull the wrong one, it'll destroy pretty much an entire colony of them.
I see.
So, yeah, the unfortunate part is knowing where the center one is can be an issue. But another problem that lies with these is that because of their healing properties, and due to the fact that adventurers go around them often, they do attract quite a few monsters. So, and some of these monsters, especially in the dungeon, have grown quite clever. So, and you see you see a gnome ranger sitting off to the side, and he just goes, "Oh yeah, so like just last week we were sitting there picking, we were just sitting there picking some mushrooms and everything, and then just boom, out of nowhere, it seems that the big mushroom that we picked off the whole hive mind, looks like it's not a mushroom, but in fact it's a mimic. Ah man, that was a funny one." And Greg just goes, "Yeah, the monsters down here are pretty clever. I mean, the mimic didn't just mimic the look of the mushroom itself, but it even somehow found a way to make itself glow by using some of the dust from nearby mushrooms." So it definitely caught us off guard with that one.
No, I can't stand mimics. They killed my tiefling friend once. I miss him.
Sorry to hear that.
But
yeah, they can be a pain, but every once in a while they can be helpful too.
Everything has its uses.
So, how can we get back to the 13th floor to meet up with our friends?
Well, dungeon is mysterious, so you probably could find a cave system that leads up. But if you want the honest truth, your best bet, probably the only surefire way, is probably going across the lake. So on the other side of the lake, they've got themselves basically on the other side is an area that leads to I guess you could say a huge waterfall that keeps the lake active. And if you end up climbing up the side of it, you can basically send yourself up all the way to the 18th floor doing that.
Okay.
But I would warn you, going up by yourselves is pretty dangerous. Keep in mind, we're just making it down here. Our plan is to try to make it to the 25th floor, so we can meet up with some other people who've been down here for quite some time. So, and just getting down here, we've almost, we've lost almost half of the party itself, and you can see how many are injured.
The people that you're trying to find, there doesn't happen to be a noble or a queen that group, right?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
We're actually on a quest from the ruler, the king of Hestia. He sent
and
us
Bruz
here
just Bruz literally taps you on the shoulder, and he gives you the look of stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna, since I have directions from the king, and I'll also be like, let's give you the no. We gotta keep that one secret.
Never mind.
I see. So His Majesty sent you. And I assume that's why the Aces are probably here too. It would make sense. Well, whether you are just lucky or not, the fact that he trusted, well, you two and the Aces to come down, it means maybe your party's making a name of itself. So, nonetheless, congratulations. I will not pry any further, but I do want to ask, since you are Bruz's friends, and I assume you're adventurers, what's your party name?
Oh, dear.
Yeah, wait, what was your party name again?
I'm just gonna pinch the bridge of my nose and just say,
Yes.
I mean, I understand you have a party name, but like, what is the name of the party?
Right. Yes. The name is Yes.
And the wizard just goes, wait, so your actual party name, like officially in the Guild of Hestia, is Yes.
Correct. I played no part in naming the group. I joined them well afterwards. I don't know why they went with the name Yes.
And you see Greg once again just... oh, man. The Guild of Hestia always has the most fun adventurers. So it doesn't surprise me too much that they would have one there. So, matter of fact, not too long ago, I believe we saw another group. I think they were the... What were their names? Grog, do you remember? And Grog just goes, I don't know. I think they were talking about how they're the worst or something like that. Yeah. So, I don't know. Guild of Hestia has always been a fun one and everything. But our run-ins...
Guilds have kind of weird names.
Yeah. So, and I mean, sometimes you get ones that slip through the cracks, but y'all are always a fun bunch. So, even Bruz here. And Bruz just gives him just another angry look. Well, nonetheless, if you're planning on heading back up, we probably can help you a little bit. We did leave a trail just in case we got lost. So you could probably follow that back up, but unfortunately, we are still heading down, and
All right.
it would be really bad for us to head back now, because if we don't get down there within the next couple of days, that party is going to try to leave without us, and I'm not sure exactly how far they'll make it.
Just for curiosity's sake, where is the way down? And also a follow-up question: where's the nearest sanctuary level?
Well, the nearest sanctuary level technically would be going down. So you see, the next sanctuary level is down on the 25th floor.
Oh, I see.
However, if you're trying to get to your friends who are, well, above us, I'm not entirely sure how far they're planning on going, but if you've been running into stuff like a Titan on the 12th floor, it's going to be hard for them to make it down here. I mean, shoot,
Yeah.
we've got the Aces of the Odin Guild, and we have, a total of 4 other parties with us currently, and we started with 8.
I mean, I'm gonna look over to Solaris. Do you think we should just stay with this group for now?
I feel like it would be better than going back up.
No! Bruz is going back to France!
Bruce, we have to realize that this place is dangerous. And we nearly died like 3 times on our way here.
Right. If anything, we could just wait it out in one of the sanctuary floors.
Bruz needs to get back to France!
I understand that, but going back up, we may not make it back to friends regardless.
Right.
I mean, if it makes y'all feel any better, I mean, going up is slightly easier than going down, but I mean, y'all still have a long ways to go.
Yeah.
The parties that you're with, are there any parties that are maybe willing to branch off and kind of help us back up? Or are you all planning on going lower?
Unfortunately, if we did send the injured back up, we'd have to send 1 or 2 with us, which would be too much of a problem. Our plan was probably going to wait here for a day or 2 and see what happens. And if it gets too bad and we don't see anyone recovering, we might send a person or 2 back up with the injured. But the other issue too is that we don't know if they'll make it with them, like trying to protect all of them.
If we help the injured here, do you think anybody would be willing to help us in return?
I mean, I guess. But, and he kind of leans over to whisper to you guys, like, do keep in mind, you're from the Guild of Hestia. You are a rival guild to us, and everyone here is from the Guild of Odin. Which means that even though they might be willing to help you as a person, we're all on a quest to go down deeper. So convincing them is going to be really difficult. As much as I would like to help you, telling people to go back up after we have just lost friends coming down, it's going to be really hard for them.
I understand that.
Yeah.
All I can really offer is, we have a mapped pathway that we headed through. With us, we have a wonderful wizard who is also a cartographer, and she has been mapping out everything. And she always keeps copies upon copies of this map. So if you want it, it can lead you all the way back up, all the way to the city itself.
That would be very helpful, actually.
So, if that is what you need, we can get it. And he looks over and he goes, hey, yeah, can you get them a map, please? And the wizard seems like astounded, like, oh, okay. And she looks over, looks into her bags and everything, and she pulls out like 4 scrolls and goes, I've got 1 in black and white, I've got 1 in colored ink, and this one, and she rolls it out, and it just keeps going like in a line. And goes, this one I'm currently working on, but you can't have this one. And she rolls it back up and puts it back in her pouch. But she's like, yeah, here you go, please take them.
Oh, go ahead and take it, and I'll hand it off to Solaris.
Yeah, I'll take it and take a look at it and then put it up.
Yep. So it should help you get back up and everything. Now, something I will say is that the dungeon is weird, and the dungeon almost has a mind of its own. So if something doesn't add up on the map, it is expected. So when you're heading up, I would say when you're taking these paths, be careful. And he even tells you on the map, he tells you to like look at the map, and as you look at it, he goes, so anytime you see an X, we had some sort of fight that happened there. So those places, they're best to avoid them if all possible. But if you have to, get through there carefully. And if you see any places with a skull on it, you're best to stay away. With a party of our size when we were coming down, I would say it's fine. But if it's only going to be 3 of you fighting really powerful enemies like those bosses, they're not going to be able to make it through.
I understand. Is it alright if we spend some time to rest here along with you guys?
I don't see why that's not an issue. And Bruz just like, rest! Bruz cannot rest until friends are safe!
Bruce, buddy, you really do need to rest. You have been through so much.
But Bruz can't!
Bruce, buddy, at least do it for me. I can't keep healing you if we just carry on this way.
Right.
What's about friends?
Friends will be fine.
We'll find them.
Fine. Bruz will stay.
Thank you, buddy. And I'm gonna look back over to Greg and is anybody else in need of any more healing, or is anybody else poisoned in any way? And would gladly assist, considering you guys are helping us this way.
I know we've got a bunch of injured and everything, but asking you to heal all of them is a little much.
I can do something to heal them a little bit.
It is your choice. I mean, we do have a bit that's injured, and a healer would be helpful, so I won't refuse you, but it is a lot. You know, like, it's... I know that 3 healers, it was starting to get taxing on 3 of them, and now, you know... So for one trying to deal with this many people right now...
Well, good thing you actually have 2. I have some sense of healing myself, so I could probably help out.
If that's the case, if you want to go take a look at him and see what you can do, it would be very appreciated.
Sure thing. I'm gonna finish my food and get up and start walking.
So, you start making your way over to all the injured, and once you get there, you know, one by one you start messing with them. But one thing you start to notice is that you are using up all your spell slots. You know, you're using all of your energy that you have to heal these people. So much so that you've expended every ounce that you have. There's no more magic that you can use, other than, of course, your cantrips. But, like, yeah, you can't, I mean, you don't really have any real magic left that you can use. So, but a lot of the people, you know, they seem to be, they're calming down slightly. You know, the pain seems to not be as terrible. But at this point, all that they've got left at this point is probably to get rest.
That was a lot. A little bit more than I was expecting.
It was very taxing, yes. But the only thing they can do now is rest it off. I think that's what we should do as well.
Agreed. Thank you for helping, Solaris.
Oh, yes, of course. It's my job. What I swore an oath to do.
I may not have necessarily sworn an oath, but I feel the same.
Well, we each have our reasons, but I don't know. I also like seeing their faces being at least a little less pain.
Oh, definitely.
But Let's go wipe the tire from under our eyes and get some rest.
Because we'll walk back over to we'll find Greg again and so where have you all been sleeping? Do you have an extra maybe tent or something?
Yeah, I mean we can definitely find you a place and everything. We do have some extra supplies now, so yeah, I guess we can go ahead and pull them out and everything for you. So he kind of looks over some others, gives them a gesture, and they go and start grabbing some of the stuff. And he goes, so are y'all just planning on spending the night?
Yeah, I think it's probably best if we get going as soon as possible, but we can't go in the state that we're in now.
Yep. That seems fine to me as well. So, well, hopefully both of you get plenty of rest, and you see him look over, and, Grog's sitting there actually, trying to talk with Bruz a little bit. Bruz still looks really down and everything, and he goes, I hope that, all three of you can get some rest that you really need.
Thank you.
I'm gonna walk over to Bruce and I'm just gonna give his arm a hug. And I'm just gonna say, "We'll be fine, buddy. We'll find them."
Bruce doesn't really say anything. He just kind of sits there, kind of just sulking a little bit.
Do you want to hold Froswin?
Bruce will be fine.
All right. Well, we're gonna go and get some rest, okay? You try and get some too.
And he gets up and he starts walking, and he just walks over to a random rock, and he just stretches out and just lays down on it.
I'm gonna walk over to a tent and get some sleep.
I'll find me a comfy place to rest as well.
Yep. And so y'all spend the night taking yourselves a good long rest, where you will wake up later. And upon waking back up, you see some of the injured people are starting to sit up and talk to each other and everything. They seem to be doing slightly better. And then, as you wake up, Greg walks over and he just goes, "Well, I see you two are finally up. Well, if you want any breakfast, we've got it on the pot right now. So might as well go get yourself some."
Well, that sounds
Thank you.
Yep, much appreciated. Yeah, I'm gonna hold a thumb up and then go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So y'all slowly get up, grab your things, and walk over to get breakfast. And they end up handing you some food, and you enjoy it a little bit. You see Bruz, he's just kind of sitting there on the rock he slept on, and he just kind of seems depressed about this whole thing.
Solaris, do you think maybe you can go and talk with him? He doesn't really seem to be listening to me.
I can try. He doesn't know me as well as he knows you, but
I know.
I'll do what I can. And so I'm gonna finish my eating and then I'm gonna head over there.
So as you're walking over and everything, you start walking over and you start walking over like toward the rock, and as you're walking, you can just hear Bruz doesn't turn or anything, but you notice his ear slightly twitches, and Bruz just goes, "Bruz is fine.
You
Bruz
don't
is
think
just
you're fine.
thinking."
I'm gonna like just keep walking up and sit next to him. Just gonna be like, "What are you thinking about right now? What are you thinking about?" I have a feeling, but
Well, Bruz is just thinking just about everything.
everything.
Well,
I don't know. No, go ahead.
Bruz has never lost a fight before.
I see.
And mostly that's because Bruz has always listened to his friends.
Uh-huh.
But now that Bruz doesn't have his friends, Bruz
Yeah.
doesn't know what to do.
Well, Bruce,
Did
that's a hard one to answer. But
Bruz
well,
only win because of friends? Or did Bruz actually win because of Bruz? Like, and he looks over and you see him crying and goes, "Have I ever won a fight by myself?"
well, based off of the actual ass kicking you gave that Titan before it decided to sneak attack you, your strength was definitely the largest contributing factor to it. AKA, yeah, you were very strong. But I think your friends are also a major part of your strength. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a little bit of both that helps you win all of your fights.
But
But I'll be honest, nobody can do it alone, brother.
yes, but here I've seen Bruce has seen a lot of friends fight their own battles. And he just kind of sits there for a moment, thinks, and he just goes, "Every time Bruce fights something,
Right?
his friends are always there to tell him what to do.
Uh-huh.
But Bruce has never made his own decisions.
Really?
Every time Bruce gets in a fight, Aiden takes charge. Every time Bruce gets in trouble with the party, Tara takes charge. Every time Aiden seems to be troubled, Quinn takes charge. And even when no one else is left, Nazo takes charge, and Nazo can't even speak!"
I see.
But every time Bruce has ever fought anything, Bruce never, ever has taken charge.
Uh-huh.
And Bruce knows that Bruce not smart. Bruz knows that Bruz is dumb. But Bruz wants to be able to help people with something other than just Bruz's strength.
Right.
Bruz has never made a decision for Bruz.
Well,
Because Bruz's one decision to put everything into one attack didn't work. And now Bruz's friends might be dead because Bruz decided to make his own decision.
Bruz,
You
don't know that.
But Bruz doesn't know where friends are.
I know.
And
That's
Bruz...
very troubling. Now go ahead.
Bruz just... never wants to make that mistake again.
Bruz, I don't think what you did was the wrong decision. I believe what you did maybe saved their lives. I don't know. I don't think I was still conscious when you decided to do what you did. But I think what you did, based off of what I've heard, probably allowed them to either get all the way across or at least close. I'm sure with, the rest of your group's help, I'm sure they're safe.
Bruz really hopes so.
Yeah, Bruce, I don't think that fight was really one to win or lose. It was more of a fight to keep your friends safe. And you did that. So in reality, I don't think you lost that fight. Now, I don't know if anybody really beyond, maybe the gods who can take down a Titan one-on-one. But man, that hole you put in it that one time that I shot through. Oh, it was beautiful. I didn't think it could be done. But somehow you did it. So don't question all of your decisions. If that decision that you made to use all of your strength and channel it into a punch that kept your friends from either getting hit or something, then you made the right decision. And you did it yourself. So I don't see why you would think yourself a failure. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bruz feels slightly better now.
Well, I'm glad at least for that. Don't bring yourself down so much because of this. I can assure you, you fought harder than anybody else on that team. And I know you don't want to be known for just your strength, but I think you should tell your team this, that you want to take more charge. When you're in a fight, at least. Because You're more than just their brute strength. If you can make decisions like that on the fly, that helps save the team. I believe that you can take charge. Because you don't have to be book smart to be, fit smart. You see?
Bruz understands.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Well, if that's the case, then Bruz wants to make a decision.
Then make your decision, my friend.
We're gonna fight
What
our
do you
way
need?
back up to the 13th floor.
Is that what you want?
Yeah. Us
Then we'll
three
follow your
will
lead.
fight every obstacle and every enemy until we reach the 13th floor. So I can show my friends that I can be a leader like them.
Here, Bruce. I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and be like, "We're gonna follow you. Take the lead." But first, I recommend you should get breakfast if you haven't already.
You're right.
No use in tearing through level upon level of this dungeon without a little something on your stomach.
You're right, I should get breakfast. Bruz will go get breakfast now. And he stands up and you see him turn and he steps over the rock and keeps walking. And right past where he was sitting, you see 6 empty bowls. And he just walks back over and gets more.
I look at it and I just go, "Oh, of course."
And so he sits down and has some breakfast. And eventually you end up walking back over to Minara, who's been enjoying herself and a nice helping of seconds.
Mm. It's looks like Bruce is feeling a little bit better.
Yeah. He got some things off of his chest. So.
Good. Thank you so much for talking with him.
Of course. I just look kind of sad. Because I'm like, are they just using him for his brute strength?
I don't know the aces all that well. I'm hoping that's not the case. I want to believe that they all lean on each other.
Right. And I mean, by what Bruz is telling me, most of that is true, but when it comes down to it, they don't ever let him try to take charge.
Might
And
be something
also,
that. Mhm.
sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
That might be something he has to talk with them about and just be upfront about how he feels.
And that's what I recommended as well. I thought that was the best course of action, but
Hmm.
I pray someone like Aiden will let him talk.
Hmm. Perhaps he needs to speak with others before Aiden.
Probably. I feel like I should probably tell him that on the way back up, because
Hmm.
we're gonna let him show it. We're gonna let him show that he's a leader.
Oh?
Yep. We're going back up.
All right.
And we're gonna let him take the lead.
All right. That sounds great.
All I have to say is that piece of shit Aiden better recognize him.
Yeah. I haven't known them very long. I it does seem like Aiden is, obviously their primary leader. Also seems a little bit of a hardhead, but sometimes you have to be when you're the leader.
That is true. And you know what? I take back what I said.
No, I agree. Like I do hope that they recognize Bruce not just for his strength.
Right. No, I mostly take back the piece of shit thing. I don't know Aiden,
Mm.
but from what I have seen of him, he looks like he's been through a lot, so I can't really judge him yet. I don't know his full character.
Right. All right. Well,
Well,
I guess
yep.
we'll finish up here and we'll follow Bruce.
I guess so.
So,
I'm gonna finish eating.
so you finish eating, get yourselves together and everything, and then it's finally time for you to set off. Greg wishes you all farewell, and Grog and Bruz once again give both of each other a nice punch on the chin, and then you three head off toward the lake. And upon arriving, you do see that there's a couple boats here and everything, but you can assume it's probably from the expedition. And Bruz looks over and he just goes, so, and he uses his tongue to kind of point toward the ring in his mouth, and he goes, is this gonna get us across?
You should be able to just step right on the water, buddy.
And he walks over, and you see he's like putting his foot over, and he's like, you know Bruce can't swim, right?
Just try one foot.
And he goes and he, like, very hesitantly puts a foot on the water, and he goes, oh. And he starts walking a little bit, and he goes, and he, like, jumps up and down on the water as well, and he goes, oh. You didn't tell Bruce that this was ice?
Oh.
Yes. It's ice. That's what that is.
But it's not slippery ice.
No, it's
It's
not.
magic.
You have a magic ring, buddy. That's what's on your tooth.
Oh, magic. Well, yes, Bruce does know about magic rings, but wait. If it's not slippery, it's not ice. If it's not. Am I walking on water?
Yeah.
You are, buddy.
Bruce doesn't know how to feel about this.
Fair.
Bruce shouldn't be able to stand on water. If anything, Bruce should be underwater.
Right. But, I mean, that's just the power of magic.
Yeah.
Maybe Bruce should have paid attention to Nazo in his lessons. But Bruce also doesn't cast magic.
That's
Well,
fair.
yeah.
But you don't always have to be able to cast magic in order to use magic.
Or learn how to beat magic.
Well, I know you can beat magic by punching really hard.
I mean, without having to punch hard.
Really hard.
Yeah.
Well, Bruz is ready. How are you two getting across the lake?
Could you carry us?
Okay. And he walks over. And he he picks both of you up, and then Bruz just stops for a second and goes, "Wait. Now you're telling Bruz what to do. Bruz is the leader. Bruz decides." And so he puts you both back down.
Okay.
You know what?
Well,
That's
here, how
fair.
about-
That's fair.
And
How about
then
your friend like
yeah,
this?
then he you see him turn and he takes his hand up to his chin and just goes, "Roger does this a lot when he's thinking about plans."
Right?
"Oh, Bruce has a good idea." And he turns around and looks at both of you and he goes, "What if Bruce carried you to a cross?"
That's a great
Hey.
idea.
And he grabs both of you without a hesitation and just starts sprinting across the water. Just bump, 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 bump across the water, creating ripples in the water as he runs across.
Solaris is
Go.
just smiling.
I'm gonna look back and just wave at the group as Bruce is carrying us over.
Yep. So, you end up heading over, and after about 10 or 15 minutes of running across this lake, you start to come up on the other side, and he finally, reaches there after about 15 minutes. And as he reaches the other side, he puts you both down, and he goes, "Well, now that we're here, where do we go?"
Do you want to
Well.
look at the map we have?
Sure.
You can give him the map.
So you hand him one of the maps, the black and white map, and as he picks it up, he takes it, and he ends up taking it, and he goes, and he even tries to put it in front of a light or something like that. He's just like, "Bruce is not sure how to read a map."
Help
And
you, Bruce?
he goes, yeah. And as you ask to help him, he just goes, "No, 1 second." And he looks intensely at this, and you see his arms are slightly shaking as he's staring at, and then he rips it in half on accident.
Oh.
Oh, Bruce is sorry, and he starts pushing it back together to try to melt it back. "I'm sorry,
Aw.
Bruce is sorry, Bruce is sorry."
Hey,
It's okay.
Alright.
It's okay.
I have another copy. Do you mind if I hold it while you look at it?
It's probably best if one of you navigates us.
You know what, buddy?
Sure
Could
thing.
I actually have that torn one? I could add it to my parchment.
Okay. Here you go. I'm
Thank
sorry
you.
for ripping it.
No, this is good. I was in need of more paper anyways.
Okay. I'll attempt to play navigator.
Okay. So,
Keyword.
where do we go?
Well, it seems like we go this place. And I'm gonna point to the direction it says on the map.
'Kay.
So I'm assuming that's up the waterfall.
So, well, there's a pathway that leads to the side of the cave up toward the top of the waterfall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I thought we had to scale the waterfall. I was like,
No.
oh, no, this is gonna be fun.
So, you scale back down. It's really fun. Jump down a waterfall.
Nah, I'm good with falling for a while.
Yep. So, Bruz ends up kind of following you. You start heading up and everything. And as you're walking up, you hear the loud crashing of water. It just seems to be kind of endless. And you start making your way to the top of it, and Bruce just goes, This water's so loud that Bruz can't hear himself not think.
I know it's really, really loud.
I kind of love the sound.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. It's pretty. It's a lot louder up here.
And as you make your way into the cave that's up there, you start walking, and you see that there's a river that's just constantly flowing through it. And you walk along the edge of this river, on the edge of the cave, and something that you notice is that there seems to be like kind of like a purple set of like rocks that appear every now and then that seem to spew out like almost like a little bit of spore, like spore gas of some type. Also purple. The gas just kind of appear and then just fade after about a second or two. And Bruz looks and just goes, "What are these things?"
I can take a look.
Wouldn't get too close though.
I'm gonna carefully, get as close as I can, and I wanna check it out.
Roll me a nature check.
With guidance. Oh no! I won't be able to tell what these are.
Oh no.
Oh no! That would be a 12.
It's like it's on the tip of your tongue. You can kind of think a little bit about them, but you're not entirely sure if they're safe or not.
I really should have paid more attention.
Can I attempt to look at it?
If you would like to attempt it.
Okay. Let me see. Nope. It was a 7. I don't know what these things are.
Yep. You look at it, you get a really good look, and it's like you visibly you look troubled almost with this, with trying to figure out how it is. And then all of a sudden just like there's just an audible mumble that comes out of your mouth, and Minara can literally hear you go like, "They look like purple rocks."
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think they're purple rocks with spores.
I don't really remember much about these. I think we should try and avoid them.
I would agree. What do you think, Bruce?
His head's already inside of one.
Oh,
Oh,
Bruce.
He pulls his head. He pulls his head out and he goes, "Oh, was Bruz not supposed to do that?"
I would
we
recommend
don't know.
it.
But it smelled good.
It may smell good, but it may do something bad, my friend.
How do you feel?
Fine.
Okay.
Bruz is not sure.
Should
Is
we keep
Bruz
going?
dying?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Then Bruz
Can I-
feels fine.
Can I check him over just to double check? Look at his eyes.
Yeah, no, nothing seems wrong.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna say,
Other than you notice there's a clear kind of like indent around his head where he just shoved it into one of these spore holes.
I'm gonna look at Minara and just be like, you still have lesser restoration spells ready, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Just in
good. We
case.
may need that. Yeah, I was gonna say we may need that just in case.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's gonna be a
with
fun
this,
adventure.
you guys and Bruz start making your way back up the cave. And upon reaching at a certain point, you start to notice that, even though there's water flowing and everything, it seems to start to shrink, almost like instead of being a river, it seems to be multiple streams that come together and just kind of lead to a certain point. And you end up kind of moving up and, stepping across from the streams and stuff. But it kind of starts leading through just a series of tunnels. Left, right, you end up making your way through. You keep seeing these purple spores and everything just kind of sitting all over the place. But you've noticed that, at some point, you walk up and you notice that there seems to be, a series of, rock golems, but, dead ones. The rocks are all over the place, but you see that, golem cores, shattered, destroyed, kind of sitting on the edges.
Oh no. That looks like rocks fell. Everyone died.
This just imagine this level 18 is like level 18 is literally the level of every DM who has ever killed a party by dropping rocks on them. This is where they are. This is that level.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, baby.
Oh man. So you're walking through, carefully stepping your way around the golems. Bruz kind of starts, you see slightly gets on edge as he's looking through, and he just goes, "Do they look alive?"
Not to me. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be ready. Yeah. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be not ready. And as I say, as I have my spear drawn up.
I don't think I can really help. I can heal people. I don't think I can heal these.
I'm almost afraid to.
Whoa. Bruz is only slightly sure that they're dead. Bruz has fought plenty of rock golems, and rock golems don't like to stay down. And he reaches over and grabs the shard of a broken core and goes, even when they look like this.
Oh. I would say it's going to move on. What were you going to say, Minara? I apologize.
That's okay. Seems like you've got the most experience with these golems, Bruce. So what do you think?
From the last time Bruce fought golems were being controlled by one point. So maybe these golems got too far. And you look around the cave and you start to realize that these golems, even though their cores are shattered, you're starting to realize he might be right, because you don't see any signs of a battle. You don't see any equipment or skeletons or anything of dead adventurers. This just looks like that they just fell apart.
Do you know why they would go away from their central point?
Well, golems typically don't have the smartest of minds. Usually golems tend to just follow an order. Maybe their order was to run away?
Huh.
I'm afraid to know what from.
Me too.
Well, if we keep walking, we might understand a little more.
All right.
All right, lead the way, buddy.
And so, I'll keep walking, and after a bit, you finally start to make your way up to what seems to be like a kind of a bigger room. On the side of the cave itself seems to be like almost like a huge like cave ramp that leads around the edges, and it leads straight up to what seems to be some type of like you could assume a doorway of some sort. That cave itself is somewhat similar to the one you were on before. However, you notice that instead of it having like purple spores everywhere, you just know that there's just a bunch of rocks, like a bunch of like purple, like almost like crystals kind of all along the cave. But these crystals, as you kind of, look at them a little bit, they almost look like golem cores, but they're like active ones versus dormant ones. And before y'all like get too far in the cave, Bruz grabs both of you, yanks you to the side, and as he yanks both of you to the side, you're both like about to question it, and then you just like feel a slight rumble as you notice standing like basically a bunch of rocks start rolling their way together around one of the crystals. A crystal that's like 6 times larger than any of the cores that you saw that was shattered starts building up, and a 25-foot large golem builds in front of your eyes. And Bruz, watching as this builds up, Bruz looks at both of you and goes, Bruz thinks Bruz and friends should stay hidden.
I'm just going to nod.
And you see it kind of stomps around and everything. And then it walks over to another one that's about the same size. It takes it picks it up, rips it out of the ground itself, leaving like a 2-foot deep crater. And he just rips it in half. And then he takes the whole thing and smashes it together. And as all of them smash together, all of the things basically fall down, and you see that like 30 cores were just created from this. And he takes this, drops it to the ground, and you see rocks poop, 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 flying out of the ground, starting to one by one start to create more golems. And Bruz looks at both of you, with the golem with his back turned. Bruz goes, we have 2 options. We either wait and see what happens, or we run right now while he can't see us.
And the second one.
I'll follow you, whatever you guys do.
And with that, he just picks both of you up like footballs again and just book it right past this guy. The golem like looks over, sees he hears the commotion of you guys running, turns, he points straight at all of you, the rocks clanking and smashing against each other as he moves, and as he points, you notice the other golems start coming and start chasing you up this ramp. And as they're all chasing you, each one of these being about anywhere from 6 to 8 feet tall, just running up past right behind you. You see that the actual 25-foot golem sees you all get above his height, because the room itself is roughly, about 50 feet tall. He jumps, latches onto the wall like a gorilla, and literally flings himself where his rocky hands land right on the ledge where the doorway to get in is. Causing his fingers basically to block the way for a moment. Bruz jumps over, and he goes to try to slam his hand right against you. Bruz gets you in the tunnel just slightly, and you notice that more cores are popping out of his hand, creating more golems on the spot as they're chasing after you. And Bruz just goes, what do we do? Do we just run?
So we're not past that door, right?
No, you're past the door now. You're running down the hallway.
We're past. Okay. I guess we just keep running, right?
Bruz isn't against that.
Say what? Wait, what'd you say?
Bruz isn't against that.
Then lead the way.
And so he keeps running. And he makes his way, you end up making your way up. And you notice that the walls, they are, the walls themselves, they look pretty similar to the next floor. But you've noticed that at this point, you could probably assume that you are on floor 17.
Okay.
So after after a minute or two of doing that, Bruz slowly puts you two down. He seems a little out of breath, and he goes, okay. Well, that's what, 4 times that Bruz and friends almost died today?
I'm sure it won't be the last.
Okay, because you have gotten us through every single one of those challenges just fine.
Yep.
Bruz doesn't like this dungeon. That's why he joined Hestia.
Yeah, I don't like this dungeon either. But I bet the pay will be great if we can get that, high value target.
Yeah. Well, it seems we should probably keep going then.
Yeah. We're almost there, though. It won't be too much longer, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, just another 8 floors to go. And he just keeps walking.
Yeah, we're on the 17th trying to get to the 13th, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I look at Minara like that wasn't nearly correct, but I'll go with it.
He's getting better.
Oh, yeah, it's much better. 18.
So,
I'm gonna follow.
yeah.
Doing good. I'm glad.
So you end up walking for a bit, and and eventually you find yourselves, actually skipping 2 floors pretty much unscathed. There seems to be a few traps along the way and stuff, and every now and then a goblin or two would pop up, or you might find yourselves in a fight with some like smaller creatures and stuff, but typically wasn't really much of a danger, because by the time that anything dangerous came up, Bruz grabbed both of you and just started sprinting. And so making your way up, you do find yourselves eventually getting up to the 15th floor, about to reach the 14th floor. And as you reach the beginning of the 15th floor and about to walk through the doors to the 14th, Bruz kind of looks around the cave walls, because just before this huge wooden and metal door for you to walk through, before he opens it, you do notice that there are mushrooms kind of all along this cave as well, blending into the next one. And Bruz just goes, so what happens when we get back?
Well, we meet up with our friends.
Right.
But will things just return to back how they were before?
No, I mean, things are definitely different now. I mean, we've gone through this experience together, and I think that you need to maybe have a talk with your friends.
Yeah. Definitely speak to Aiden last, though. He seems to be the most stubborn out of all of you.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense. You have to be hard-headed to be a leader sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Bruz believes Aiden will listen. That's
Okay.
Good.
That's why Aiden is Bruz's best friend.
Yeah. But I will say, if you need us, we'll be glad to vouch for you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I'd follow you anywhere, Bruce.
You're here, Brother Bruce.
And as he has his hands on the doors itself, you see him slowly pull them open to reveal the 14th floor. And that is actually where we're going to end this episode of eDIOCRACY.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Oh man. But gosh. You know, when I was thinking about this side episode, I was sitting here thinking, like, how's this gonna go? And yeah, I think it went pretty well.
Yeah?
So yeah, let's everybody give a round of applause for Morgeth being the only character to ever get a first and second side character episode. So everybody, please round of applause for that. Yeah. Oh man.
I don't know who Morgan is yet, but yay!
Oh man. Oh yeah, not Morgan. Oh, this is wrong campaign. Solaris. I give a round of applause for Justin being the only one to get side episodes.
Yay!
Oh man. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed any point during all of this, please don't hesitate. Hit that like and subscribe buttons down below. Wait, no, wrong music. Wrong music. There we go. Hit those like and subscribe buttons down below, and please comment. What are your predictions? What will they find through the doors? And will the party find them before they catch themselves in another fight? Please put your predictions down below, and please let us know how you enjoyed this great side episode. But without further ado, thank you all so much. This is the cast of eDIOCRACY saying peace out. Have an amazing night or day wherever the heck you are, and we will see all of you in the next episode to the path to Supernova. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!